Plastic surgery is often seen as a way to preserve youth and boost confidence. However, for many celebrities, the ongoing pursuit of physical perfection has led to unexpected and at times deeply troubling outcomes. In this video, we examine the stories of 15 well-known figures whose dramatic transformations resulted in both shocking and heartbreaking consequences. Before we continue, we would love to know where you are watching from and what time it is there. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Her story remains one of the most unforgettable examples of extreme plastic surgery. In an effort to create an appearance that aligned with her husband's unusual preferences, she underwent an extraordinary number of cosmetic procedures that permanently altered her face. Jocelyn reportedly had multiple facelifts, eyelid operations, cheekbone implants, lip enhancements, and even a complete jawline reconstruction. Instead of highlighting her natural beauty, the cumulative result of these surgeries created a face many people described as nearly unrecognizable. Friends and media outlets began calling her Catwoman, due to her sharp, elongated features and the unnaturally tight skin that came to define her look. The issue with Jocelyn's transformation was not one specific failed operation, but the long-term effect of repeated alterations. Each additional surgery introduced more distortion rather than subtle improvement, gradually erasing the natural balance of her expressions. What remained was a face that appeared sculpted and artificial, rather than shaped by age. Although she continues to defend her decisions and openly embraces her distinctive appearance, her case stands as a powerful example of how extreme cosmetic enhancement can leave a permanent and controversial imprint on personal identity. Priscilla Presley. Long admired for her timeless elegance and natural grace, she later faced a devastating ordeal after becoming the victim of what was described as an unregulated cosmetic procedure. In an effort to refresh her appearance, she reportedly received injections containing industrial-grade silicone, a substance never approved for cosmetic use, administered by an unlicensed individual. Instead of achieving a subtle improvement, the injections caused serious facial damage. The silicone altered her facial contours, making them uneven and irregular. The damage was so severe that Priscilla later underwent multiple corrective procedures, including facelifts and filler treatments, in an attempt to repair what had been done. Unfortunately, those follow-up procedures were unable to fully restore her original features. Her experience has since become a powerful warning about the risks of pursuing quick cosmetic solutions through unverified medical sources. It illustrates how extreme attempts to change one's appearance can result in serious and lasting consequences, leaving behind permanent changes that affect natural beauty as well as deep emotional and physical scars. What are your thoughts on the risks of unregulated cosmetic procedures? Do you believe the pressure to stay youthful pushes celebrities toward dangerous choices? Share your perspective in the comments below. Cowell. Widely recognized for his blunt critiques and authoritative presence on television, he later attracted attention for reasons beyond his career. In an industry that places heavy value on youth and appearance, he chose to pursue cosmetic enhancements in an effort to maintain a refreshed look. These reportedly included facial fillers and other non-surgical rejuvenation treatments. The changes became highly noticeable, with many observers commenting that he appeared strikingly different from his earlier, more rugged appearance. What was meant to subtly restore his features instead resulted in a visibly altered look. Acknowledging that the outcome may have gone too far, Simon later chose to dissolve some of the fillers in an attempt to regain balance and a more natural appearance. His experience illustrates how thin the line can be between refinement and excess. Even for someone whose public image is central to their success, the pursuit of perfection can produce unintended results. Cowell's journey highlights the importance of restraint, showing that moderation often leads to outcomes that feel more authentic and lasting than dramatic cosmetic changes. Lepore. Her transformation is often cited as one of the most striking examples of deliberate cosmetic reinvention. Inspired by the glamour of classic Hollywood, she began undergoing plastic surgery at a very young age. Over time, she reportedly had multiple breast augmentations, rib removal, rhinoplasty, dermal fillers, and cheek implants, all intended to construct an identity that went beyond conventional beauty. Her stated goal was to become a living piece of art, reflecting the theatrical excess and fantasy of her inspirations. As the years passed, Amanda's appearance grew increasingly surreal, with proportions that seemed almost otherworldly. What initially began as an effort to capture old Hollywood allure gradually developed into a complete redefinition of her physical identity. These extensive procedures resulted in a look that is both instantly recognizable and visually arresting, yet they also blurred the boundary between artistic self-expression and physical transformation. Amanda Lepore's story is often viewed as a celebration of radical individuality, while simultaneously highlighting the risks and consequences of reshaping one's identity through repeated surgical alteration. Do you see Amanda Lepore's transformation more as artistic self-expression or as an example of cosmetic excess? Share your opinion in the comments. Linda Evangelista. Once regarded as one of the world's most influential supermodels and a defining figure in high fashion, she later turned to modern cosmetic treatments to maintain her celebrated appearance. She chose cool sculpting, a non-surgical fat reduction procedure intended to reduce stubborn fat areas. Instead of the slimming result she expected, Linda experienced a rare complication known as paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, often called PAH. This condition, reported to occur in fewer than 1% of cases, causes treated areas to expand rather than shrink, becoming firm, uneven, and enlarged. For Linda, the outcome was devastating. Her once smooth, sculpted figure was replaced by hardened bulges that no longer matched the image associated with her career. The physical and emotional toll was significant. By speaking publicly about her experience in interviews and online, Linda highlighted that even non-invasive cosmetic procedures carry real risks. Her story underscores the unpredictability of aesthetic treatments and shows how the pursuit of perfection can bring unexpected consequences, even for someone whose beauty once defined an era. Meg Ryan. Once adored as the warm, relatable actress whose on-screen charm made her a household name, she also encountered the intense pressure to maintain a youthful appearance in Hollywood. In an effort to preserve her signature fresh-faced look, she was believed to have undergone several cosmetic procedures, including facelifts, dermal fillers, and other anti-aging treatments. Over time, the combined effects of these enhancements altered her facial balance in ways that surprised longtime fans. Her cheeks and forehead appeared noticeably changed. Excess filler reportedly created a fuller, puffier appearance, while an overly smooth forehead reduced the expressive lines that once defined her natural appeal. Audiences who loved her girl-next-door image found the transformation difficult to reconcile. The soft, effortless charm that once characterized Meg's beauty gradually gave way to a more sculpted and artificial look. Her experience illustrates how the pursuit of youth can unintentionally erase the very qualities that made someone unique. Meg Ryan's story stands as a reminder that aging naturally can carry a beauty no cosmetic procedure can truly replace. Do you think the pressure to stay young in Hollywood makes it harder for actors like Meg Ryan to age naturally? Share your thoughts in the comments. Tara Reid. Her early Hollywood success was built on lively energy and a distinctive charm that helped her gain attention in a competitive industry. However, her choice to undergo cosmetic surgery marked a turning point in both her appearance and public image. Seeking to enhance her body, she reportedly underwent breast augmentation along with liposuction. The results, however, were widely viewed as disappointing. Her breast implants were said to appear uneven and out of proportion with her frame, while the liposuction reportedly left her skin looking rippled and irregular. These outcomes not only changed how she looked, but also affected how she was perceived by the public and the media. The attention surrounding her surgeries often overshadowed her acting work, shifting focus away from her talent and onto her appearance. Tara's experience is frequently cited as an example of the risks behind elective cosmetic procedures that promise quick improvement but can lead to lasting complications. Her story serves as a cautionary reminder that chasing an idealized image may come at the cost of confidence, authenticity, and long-term self-assurance. Donatella Versace. Long recognized as a bold and influential force in the fashion industry, she has never hidden her openness toward cosmetic enhancements. Over the years, she was believed to rely on procedures such as Botox, dermal fillers, and laser treatments to preserve a youthful appearance. Gradually, these interventions altered her look in ways that set her apart from her earlier image. Observers noted that her once natural complexion took on a glossy, artificial finish, while her lips and cheeks appeared increasingly full. With repeated treatments over time, her appearance became more exaggerated, standing in contrast to the refined elegance she once embodied. Despite these changes, Donatella remains a powerful and respected figure in global fashion. Her transformation is often seen as both an expression of confidence and a warning about excess. It demonstrates how easily the pursuit of youth can cross the line from tasteful enhancement into overindulgence, especially when cosmetic procedures become ongoing rather than restrained. Heidi Montag. Her experience with plastic surgery is often described as one of the most shocking and widely discussed transformations in modern pop culture. At just 23 years old, she reportedly underwent an astonishing 10 cosmetic procedures in a single day, a decision that immediately drew intense public attention. These procedures included a brow lift, rhinoplasty, chin reduction, breast augmentation, and liposuction performed on her abdomen, thighs, and even her buttocks. The sheer scale of this transformation was considered nearly unprecedented at the time. The aftermath proved to be both physically agonizing and emotionally overwhelming. Heidi endured extreme pain during recovery and soon began to understand the seriousness of her choices. In a very short period, she had dramatically altered both her body and her face without allowing herself sufficient time to consider the long-term consequences. In later interviews, she openly stated that the experience was far more traumatic than she had anticipated. She spoke candidly about the emotional toll and the regret that followed. Her story is frequently cited as a powerful warning about the dangers of pursuing drastic cosmetic changes too quickly. It reinforces the idea that moderation, patience, and self-acceptance are often far wiser paths when considering permanent alterations to one's appearance. Joan Rivers. The legendary comedian and television personality was as well known for her razor-sharp humor as she was for her long-standing fascination with cosmetic surgery. Throughout her decades-long career, she openly discussed undergoing numerous procedures, including facelifts, neck lifts, eyelid surgeries, along with regular Botox injections and facial fillers. She often turned these experiences into jokes, using humor as both armor and commentary. Behind the laughter, however, there was a more complicated reality. With each successive procedure, the expressive features that once amplified her comedic timing slowly changed. As her skin became tighter and more refined, some of the natural lines that conveyed warmth, emotion, and personality began to fade. What was once a face full of movement gradually appeared more controlled and restrained. Joan never denied her choices, nor did she attempt to hide them. Instead, she framed them as part of surviving in an industry obsessed with youth. Her story reflects the emotional tension between self-expression and societal pressure. While her legacy as a fearless entertainer remains firmly intact, her transformation also stands as a thoughtful reminder of the personal cost that can accompany an extreme commitment to cosmetic perfection. Lara Flynn Boyle. Once admired for her sharply defined and elegant features, she experienced a noticeable transformation across the span of her career. Over the years, public speculation suggested that she may have undergone various cosmetic procedures including fillers, rhinoplasty, facelifts, and possibly brow lifts, although she never publicly confirmed each specific intervention or detail. These gradual changes slowly altered what had once been a slender, angular facial structure, giving her appearance a fuller and rounder quality. The adjustments did not only affect her physical features, but also subtly shifted the overall presence she projected on screen. In her earlier roles, her face balanced sharpness with softness, conveying intensity without excess. Yet the accumulation of procedures appeared to disrupt that natural harmony, creating a look that felt more refined, but less organic. Lara's experience illustrates how a series of seemingly minor enhancements can, over time, combine into a dramatic transformation. Rather than simply refining her natural beauty, the result marked a clear departure from the distinctive appearance that originally defined her public image and contributed to her rise. Her journey is often viewed as both a cautionary example of cosmetic excess and a reminder of how delicate the balance is between enhancement, identity, and restraint in the public eye, under constant public scrutiny. These stories reveal how closely fame, beauty, and pressure are tied together in the public eye. For celebrities, appearance is often treated not as a personal choice, but as a professional requirement that must be constantly maintained. Over time, this expectation can quietly reshape priorities, turning self-improvement into self-erasure. What connects all of these transformations is not vanity alone, but an environment that rewards youth while punishing age. In such a system, cosmetic procedures may begin as tools for confidence, yet gradually become obligations driven by fear of irrelevance. The line between enhancement and excess often fades long before the consequences appear. Ultimately, these journeys remind us that physical change cannot guarantee peace or fulfillment. While technology can alter faces and bodies, it cannot resolve the deeper pressures that fuel dissatisfaction. In an industry built on image, the greatest cost is often paid not in appearance, but in identity. Thanks for watching Hollywood Lost Secrets. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for more untold stories.